The Raelian movement is a global cult. It has 130,000 members across 120 countries. Every single member believes one thing: aliens created all life on Earth. But that's just the start. Their real goal is to build an embassy to welcome those aliens back to Earth. It sounds absurd, but they believe it because of something that happened 50 years ago. The cult started with Claude Vorhalan. He had failed at everything. He tried being a musician, failed. He tried race car driving, failed again. Then, December 13th, 1973, changed his life. That day, Claude claims he saw an alien in a park in France. According to him, a flying saucer landed in the field, a small alien stepped out. It looked human, but had green skin and a goatee beard. But the alien's appearance wasn't the shocking part. It was what the alien said. The alien told Claude it was one of the Elohim. They were an advanced race from a perfect planet. The most intelligent beings ruled there. They had mastered genetic modification. They lived 10 times longer than humans. The alien claimed they created humans. In their laboratories, using DNA and genetic engineering, they created all life on Earth: trees, animals, people, everything. Since that creation, the Elohim watched humanity from far away. One day, they would return to Earth, but first, humans needed to build them an embassy. The alien made Claude the Elohim's prophet on Earth. He was ordered to spread their message and build their embassy. The alien even gave him a new name, Rael. When Claude returned home, he started telling everyone about the aliens. People actually listened. He held conferences about his experience. His first conference attracted 2,000 people. Most were obsessed with UFOs and wanted to know more about the Elohim. A few believed every word. In 1976, Claude founded the Raelian movement. He traveled the world recruiting members. By 1995, the movement had about 40,000 members across 85 countries. Every member was required to donate 10% of their income. The money would finance the embassy construction. But Raelianism wasn't just about aliens. It promoted ideas that seemed progressive. The cult supported equality for all. They believed in using science to improve life on Earth. But their most controversial belief was about human cloning. In 1997, the cult formed a company called Clonaid. Its goal was simple: create the first human clone. Their scientists worked for years. Then, in 2002, Clonaid made a huge announcement. They claimed they successfully cloned a human. Clonaid shared almost no details about their supposed clone. They said a 31-year-old woman donated her DNA for the cloning process. The baby, the first human clone, was named Eve. The news made headlines, but the reaction wasn't positive. Many hated the idea of human clones. People demanded proof, but Clonaid was secretive. They refused to say where the clone baby was born. They wouldn't identify her parents. They wouldn't even provide a picture. Still, the Raelians celebrated. To them, their scientists did exactly what the Elohim did: create human life in a laboratory. Over the next few years, Clonaid claimed to have created dozens more human clones, but again, they provided no evidence. Despite the controversy, the Raelian movement kept expanding. Today, it has 130,000 followers worldwide. They're still working on building that alien embassy. Claude is still their leader. He claims he visited the Elohim's planet in outer space. There, Jesus, Moses, Muhammad, and other prophets continue to live through human cloning.
Buddha Field. The members of this next cult were hypnotized by their leader. People thought they were signing up for acting classes. Instead, they joined a cult by accident. The cult leader was their acting coach, Michel Rostand. Michel always wanted to be famous. He was obsessed. He tried to make it as an actor in Hollywood. His career never took off. To pay the bills, he started teaching acting in Florida. But during those classes, things took a strange turn. Michel began discussing philosophy and meditation. He spoke about a mysterious guru who led him to a great spiritual awakening. His students were fascinated. There was no evidence that Michel ever had a guru. Some thought he was making up stories. But his students were young and impressionable. They ate it all up. By the mid-1980s, Michel rebranded himself. He was now a spiritual guru with superpowers. He called himself a self-proclaimed enlightened being who could transmit divine energy. His acting students became his disciples. Together, they formed a new movement called Buddhafield. Soon after starting the cult, Michel moved back to West Hollywood. His followers went with him. They rented homes near each other and lived like one big family. They were together all day, every day. They lived together, they ate together, they played together. Everyone contributed money to support the group, except Michel and his inner circle. They didn't work. They didn't have jobs. The lower levels funded Michel and his inner circle. Michel didn't lift a finger. His followers bathed him. They massaged him. They cooked his meals. Sometimes they even tucked him into bed at night. To outsiders, it looked like exploitation, but Michel convinced his followers that serving him was necessary for their spiritual growth. They believed him because he was hypnotizing them. Every weekend, Michel held private cleansing sessions with each follower. Each cost $50. Followers said they felt lighter afterward. Some even claimed they were healed. They thought it was because Michel had divine powers. But the truth was far more scientific. Michel was actually a licensed hypnotherapist. He hid that fact from everyone. He wasn't performing miracles during these sessions. He was hypnotizing his followers. But he used hypnosis for another, darker purpose. He made them drop all defenses and confess their most private thoughts. Michel used those secrets to control them. He dictated who they could love, who they could trust, who they had to cut off. Romantic relationships were forbidden. Friendships outside the cult were banned. Leaving Buddhafield was considered betrayal. Soon, their world became small. The only place that felt safe was inside the cult. In 1993, the FBI raided a compound of a different cult in Waco, Texas. During the clash with law enforcement, dozens lost their lives. Michel was terrified when he heard the news. He believed the government would target Buddhafield next. His paranoia took over. He ordered his followers to hide their lives from their families. He planted spies to monitor anyone who tried to leave. He even broke into former members' homes to destroy evidence. Then, at the height of his fear, his secret came out. For nearly 20 years, Michel's followers believed he was divine. That illusion shattered in 2006. A former follower found out about Michel's hypnotherapy license. They sent an email to Buddhafield members. The message exposed everything. The supernatural experiences were actually hypnosis. Michel's powers were a lie. The emails split the cult in half. Some refused to accept it. Others finally saw the manipulation. Many left. A few remained loyal. After the scandal, Michel wanted a fresh start. He moved to Hawaii with his most loyal followers. He still runs Buddhafield in Hawaii today.
Ramtha's School of Enlightenment. This next cult believes in lizard people. This cult became famous for one bizarre reason. Its founder claimed she was channeling the spirit of a 35,000-year-old warrior. That ancient warrior was called Ramtha. The woman channeling him was J.Z. Knight. Knight said the spirit first contacted her in 1977. She was at home in Washington when a glowing figure appeared. That glowing figure introduced himself as Ramtha, the Enlightened One. He said he possessed ancient wisdom and the secret to happiness. Ramtha taught Knight how to leave her body and channel him. That meant Ramtha could take over her body and speak through her. Knight would enter a trance. Her voice would become deep and masculine. After several minutes, this 40-year-old woman claimed she had turned into a 35,000-year-old man. Knight began channeling Ramtha publicly in 1978. Through her, Ramtha preached that every human was their own god. Ramtha also said people could shape reality and heal themselves with their minds. It was a message people wanted to believe. By 1988, Knight had thousands of devoted followers.
That year, she opened Ramtha's School of Enlightenment. The school offered classes and retreats. A single class cost around $400. Retreats could cost as much as $1,500. Many followers moved near the campus to be close to their teacher. The school became a multi-million-dollar business. But as the school grew, Ramtha's teachings became troubling. Through night, Ramtha started making frightening prophecies. He had predictions about the New World Order, viruses, vaccines, plagues, natural disasters. One time she predicted a massive flood was coming. She told followers to move inland. Over 1,500 people obeyed. They abandoned their homes and relocated inland. That shows how much control she had over her followers. There were more bizarre teachings. She spoke about lizard people living inside mountains. She warned that anyone who left the cult might be eaten by the lizard people. Outsiders believed she was manipulating gullible followers. They accused her of being a spiritual predator. There were also allegations that Knight's teachings caused some members to lose their lives. Several followers had serious medical conditions. Instead of sending them to hospitals, Knight claimed Ramtha could heal them. She hugged them. She spoke comforting words. She declared them cured. Many were never healed. They passed away. Today, Jay-Z Knight is in her 70s. She still channels Ramtha at her Washington compound. Ramtha's School of Enlightenment now has branches in more than 35 countries.
Universal medicine. This next cult also promised healing, but just gave lies. The universal medicine cult began in the most unlikely place, a bathroom. In September 1999, Serge Benhayon was relieving himself. Suddenly, he had a spiritual revelation. Serge never fully explained what that revelation actually was, but it inspired him to start Universal Medicine in Australia. The group was marketed as a healing center. Critics called it something else, a socially dangerous and socially harmful cult. Once you hear Serge's teachings, you'll understand why. He preached that people born with disabilities were being punished for being dictators in a past life. Serge also warned that certain foods carried dark energy that poisoned the body. Foods like cinnamon, potatoes, and carrots. Eating them allowed evil forces to enter the body and cause disease. But there was one way to get rid of that energy: burping. People would literally burp their way to healing. Universal Medicine also sold teas, herbal elixirs, and creams that supposedly helped with this cleansing. To people desperate for healing, Serge was a savior. Thousands joined his movement. They attended retreats, they bought his products, they built their lives around his teachings. Many swore they felt better. Before long, Universal Medicine became a multi-million-dollar empire. But Serge had other commands for his followers. Those were far more controversial than burping rituals. Serge encouraged followers to cut ties with their families. Their new family was the Universal Medicine community. When someone challenged the cult, they were told they would have a baby with Down syndrome as karma for judging others. The cult also targeted people on their deathbeds. Terminally ill followers were told not to leave their money to their kids. If they did, their kidney energy would be damaged in the next life. Instead, they had to leave their inheritance to the cult. Many obeyed. One woman left Serge $1.4 million when she passed. Her family sued Universal Medicine, fighting to get the money back. For years, these stories stayed below the radar. Universal Medicine operated quietly in the shadows. Then one woman decided to expose them. Esther Rocket was a journalist. She heard about Universal Medicine. In 2005, she decided to experience it for herself. Esther attended one of their group healing sessions. What she saw horrified her. He had about 60 people in this room on treatment tables. He closed all the curtains so it was completely dark. During the session, people screamed and cried as if they were possessed. Esther was convinced something was deeply wrong with the group. So Esther spent the next few years investigating Universal Medicine. She posted everything she discovered on her blog. Every story was darker than the last.
There were cases of emotional abuse, inheritance manipulation, disturbing healing practices. Esther published it all. But Universal Medicine didn't appreciate the bad publicity. In 2015, they sued Esther for defamation. It backfired completely. During the trial, the court reviewed Esther's evidence. They heard testimonies from former members of the cult. The court sided with Esther. They declared Universal Medicine a socially harmful cult. The jury also said Serge used manipulation to make money and vilified people with disabilities. Universal Medicine was ordered to pay Esther Rocket $1.2 million. Despite the verdict, Serge wasn't criminally charged. Today, Universal Medicine still operates in Australia. They still hold retreats. They still sell healing products. They still teach people to burp away evil spirits.